Welcome to episode 3 of this special IT Channel Oxygen podcast. I'm Sarah Driscoll from IT Channel Oxygen, and I'm joined by Max from Systems Finance and Nathan from Man and Machine. Hello, guys.
Hi, Sarah.
So Nathan, I'm going to go sort of straight in with you. I understand there was a particular deal that sparked your relationship with Systems Finance. Can you talk to me more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So Man and Machine, we specialise in, I suppose, all test software primarily, but also all the different solutions and services that go with that as well. So real end-to-end workflow consultants across not only construction, but also manufacturing. Mm-hmm. So with that particular customer, I had a phone call from one person in my team, quite distressed. The actual finance and the credit hadn't gone through. It was at 11th hour trying to get a customer sorted. And then, that's how we've introduced to Max and the team at Systems Finance.
Yeah. So were you already aware of them? Did you make a quick call? How did that work?
No, we weren't. I think Max had been in touch with a couple of people in the team, and we've managed to just scramble around, get contact details. It was literally like who can help us to try and get the sort about letting the customer down. So rather than being red-faced, we got in touch with Max, spoke to him. He said that we'll have a look and see what we can do. And we managed to get that sorted. So, I had a very thankful person in my team that was very appreciative of Max and the team on that side, for sure.
And what was it about the deal that made it so tricky?
The size of it. So it was extended terms. It's a three-year software agreement. And just given the nature of the company, it was their second largest expense after people. So there's quite a lot of money that we're talking about, and the credit just fell through. So, to be introduced to Max, for him to get it through as quickly as it happened. I think that started the relationship with what Systems Finance are doing with our team.
Yeah, amazing. Max, to come to you, how were you able to rescue the deal, and what do you do that's different to other finance houses?
Yeah, so that specific opportunity, how did we rescue it? I suppose we understood exactly what the requirement was up front, so that we could be really clear about what we would go and achieve on the finance side of things. And I think the key thing there that separated what we did to the other option was we leveraged a relationship with a funder that we knew may take a view on that specific transaction, and sort of really handheld it through. And I think that sort of phrase or term is thrown around quite a lot, but we really did sort of hold its hand all the way through, and sort of pressure to get it to where it got to. So
and a happy sales team, no doubt.
Very, very relieved one.
Yes, so, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Nathan, once the deal was done, what changed for you in terms of financing and how often you were able to offer it?
I mean, this is going back a few years, but some of the options and some of the changes, what we're doing as an Autodesk partner, didn't provide us that immediate opportunity afterwards. But I think credit to Max and the team, they started working with my team, the sales team. They found some opportunities, started working on it, and it started to formalise more to what we're doing nowadays. So it's really it's grown into something which actually, I mean, even today, like some of the team getting in touch with Max and while our members of the team are here, I think it's become quite an integral part of what we're doing day to day.
On that, I think that specific opportunity was 3 years ago now, and since then there's been some key changes within Nathan's world and subsequently our world, which have sort of led to a more sort of involved approach by us and Nathan's team. So I think that's a key distinction to make, isn't it? That change brought about.
There's significant change. So after a year of that deal happening, there was quite a big change in the Autodesk ecosystem globally. So we went from transacting with customers directly to actually the vendor transacting with them and us working to actually facilitate that.
Okay.
So the actual finance agreement, I'm not a finance person myself, Max will share, but the premise of it was actually Max was set up instead of it being traditional leasing and financing, it was more a business loan. And at that time, there wasn't many providers who were actually offering that. So that was really important because as a company that is talking about digital transformation, digitization, when you talk to these organizations, they want efficiencies in their workflow.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they don't forecast at the start of the year that actually we're going to go spend this money with Man and Machine. A lot of it is unforecasted costs. So having that in place and being able to work with someone like Systems Finance to be able to actually fast track that, it becomes a really easy conversation with them. It's really easy for them to take to the FD and say, actually, instead of paying X amount up front, we can actually make this more palatable by doing it monthly basis. So yeah, it really helped us in terms of actually our sales initiatives and what we're doing, our strategy wise.
Yeah.
And has meant that we've actually now got a very good relationship, or I mean, Max and the team deal with my team more for not day to day, but it means they have a person, an organisation they can work with, and actually it has a lot of value when we go and speak to customers.
Yeah, so that was one thing I was going to ask about. So what's the customer reaction been like? And is that kind of, does every customer welcome it with open arms, or are some still a bit unsure?
It's the same old. Some people like paying things up front, other people, they want to actually they talk about cash flow. I think if you look at what's going on in the world at the moment, everyone's very mindful. There's a lot of caution. There is a bit of just not necessarily like sure about what's going to happen in the market. So especially like years like now, it's important to hold on to that and actually start to look at like payment options, which have, I think more often than not, when we speak to customers about like true change in their business, it becomes really important.
Yeah. Max, I'll just come to you. How do you, how do customers react when you go and see them sort of with Man and Machine?
Yeah. So within Man and Machine's world, there's two pretty distinct sectors and users of the products that they sell. You've got manufacturing, and then AEC, which is architects, engineers, and consultants.
Construction.
Yeah. Ironically, you'd think it'd be manufacturing, given their sort of affinity for asset finance with all their kit and all that sort of stuff. But within the AEC side, the penetration rate that we found since we brought in these sort of this new product and since those changes has been absolutely massive. So I think most of those AEC customers are quite used to consuming a lot of their, spend on a monthly basis, be it their PI insurance or obviously the big ones, salaries, rent, all their other software. I think, there's a real sort of appetite to consume that stuff on the OPEX, on the monthly.
Yeah, and just to come back to you, Nathan, last question. How have your sales team adapted to be able to kind of offer finance now? Was it a big change for them?
Yes and no. I think like I've been with the business quite a few years now, and looking at how like the software models changed from like perpetual move to subscription model, I think it ties in quite nicely, like hand in hand. Like Max said, you're renting the software, like you're subscribing to it, breaking it down over monthly payments, quarterly payments, whatever it may be. Typically that I've seen a bit of a mindset shift post-COVID for sure. And I think that like since we've started working with Systems Finance 3 years ago, we see more and more of the team talking about it. But it's slow. I say slowly but surely, it's more often not becoming a conversation that we're having. And I think that the amount of like work that we're doing with Systems Finance just increases. Like we've seen a massive increase even from last year. So it is important, and it helps us because actually, when we get to the point of actually that there is a real requirement from a customer and they're ready to purchase, like that becomes much more palatable. Yeah. I think that we can just like we just shorten our sales cycles massively, which in turn it makes Systems Finance a very important partner for Man and Machine.
In the case of Autodesk, where they bill on an annual basis, don't they? So they'll send their invoice out, or they'll bill for a year's worth of software for the sort of relatively nominal rate of interest that we charge to spread that over 12 monthly payments as opposed to that 12 months up front. It's almost a bit of a no-brainer in a lot of respects where the clients are used to it anyway. And I think that's applicable to all sorts of software vendors where they sell either annually or on multi-year. To be able to spread that into monthly payments for a single digit figure from a percentage perspective is invaluable.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching this third episode of the IT Channel Oxygen podcast.